Hello, friends. Hello, neighbors. Welcome back to another episode of Campus Legend Mode here in NCAA Football '08. We are back with some more Malik Thomas running back action. But first, we are going to do a brief recap of where we've been so far. If you haven't already, tune into the previous episodes to see where AI has led us here into sophomore season for Malik. As a recap of last game in episode 9, Derek Davis, the number one running back at the moment, finished the game versus South Carolina with 23 carries for 69 yards, and Malik finished with 16 carries for 65 yards, but had 2 touchdowns. In the beginning of last episode, AI has decided that Malik and Derek Davis would be receiving an equal workload. That's right, no more spelling, no more subbing in on the goal line. They are going to get close to equal touches, and that is reflective of what happened in the last game versus South Carolina. So, heading into Game 6, we asked AI if that decision had changed. The coaches are in a tough spot, but clarity is starting to emerge. AI says, Davis, still solid in pass protection. He knows the offense, doesn't make too many mental mistakes, but he is still averaging just 3 yards per carry, and he's had ball security issues in previous games. Now Malik, more juice, more chunk plays, more impact. He's averaging 4 yards per carry and has 5 total touchdowns on the season, including red zone production. In an attempt to be as objective as possible, I don't really hold those touchdowns against Derek Davis. Malik has been subbed in on almost every goal line opportunity, so naturally he's going to have more touchdowns in those short yardage situations. Now we're going to be rotating the starting running back position every series. So we're going to see how both running backs react to all first, second, third, fourth, and goal line situations. So far, I would say that AI has done a pretty solid job on simulating those coaching decisions. We're just going to have to let the play determine what happens next. And so without further ado, let's jump into some game action. So guys, I've got a little bit of bad news. Somehow, some way, I accidentally deleted the game footage of our game against the number 1 Florida Gators. I am sick, especially because Malik had a breakout game. But I will give you a summary of what happened. As you can see, we won 37-20. We kind of dominated throughout. As a result, Florida drops from number 1 to number 16 in the country. The real story, though, was Malik Thomas's emergence. And what better way to give you a summary of the game than through AI itself? Coming into Game 6, Coach AI had implemented a fair but firm plan. Rotate Malik and Derek Davis by series to see who could seize the opportunity. The rotation worked through the first half. On only Malik's second carry of the game, he broke free for an 85-yard touchdown run. It set the tone throughout, as you can see. Malik was an absolute force all game long. He finished with 207, you heard that right, 207 yards on 21 carries. Now, you might be thinking, that doesn't sound like an equal workload for Davis. Well, you would be right. It was not equal, but it was warranted. On the first offensive play of the second half, with Davis in the game, he fumbled again for the 4th time this season. That was the final straw. I told AI right away what had happened, and as a result, Davis was pulled from the game. Coach AI made the call. Malik is now our primary back. From that point on, Malik was the guy, and he delivered. Complete control of the offense and total composure on a big stage. It was a true breakout performance, and the moment Malik cemented himself as RB1. Not just for this game, but potentially for the rest of the season. And as you can see, I did take some of the screenshots. Here are a couple from our game. including the one touchdown run. So I can prove that it had happened. 85 yards there for you. He dives to the end zone. But yeah, I'm bummed. I wish that I could have posted that one. It was a fun game to play in, but we have to move on. I'll try to be a little more careful in my editing in the future, but move on we will. Let's go to Game 7. Before we get started, we asked Coach AI the game plan. It was an easy decision. Malik is the full-time starter heading into this week versus Alabama. No more splitting reps. It's Malik all the way. This is it, guys. This is what we've all been waiting for. Not that he needed it, but Malik had an advantage too because following the Florida game was our bye week. Malik would get an extra week to rest and prepare for his first game as the full-time starter. So with that, let's get into the action. Game number 7 versus Alabama is taking place on the road. As you can see, Alabama is ranked number 15. They're undefeated. They're excited. Lee Corso goes with Alabama. We're going to see what happens here. So now Malik, the full-time starter, we're going to start seeing some of his carries. And the offensive stats to this point aren't spectacular. We're ranked 117th in total offense. That might change now that Malik's playing. We're going to find out. And as you can see, Malik's had some rough go early on, but right there he finds a lane and makes a great breaking tackle right there. Great execution, great toughness. And as we drive to the red zone, we're going back to A.J. Jackson. He's been a contributor all over the field all season long. And to cap off this drive, we give it to the fullback Cook for his first touchdown of the game. Malik gets hit there, couple handoffs, not really going anywhere. Later on in the game, it's Snead back to pass, and he throws off his back foot, and that's intercepted. That's another turnover deep in our territory. So, Alabama has the ball. Wilson shakes off a would-be tackler, gets it to his running back Hall on the outside, and he's going to be in for the touchdown. We go into the second quarter tied with Alabama 7-7. Alabama has the football, and they throw it deep back to Hall, who caught a touchdown pass earlier, and they launch it after a successful completion. That's incomplete. That would lead to a punt, but their special teams does a great job at pinning us deep in our own territory. And with pressure at the goal line, we throw an interception, and it leads to this touchdown pass to Hanrahan. But we get the ball back. We're trying to get the ball running game going. Malik gets a first down there. A.J. Jackson connects on a first down catch. We go back to Malik, and he's short on third down, so let's go for it on fourth down. He gets it right there. Later in the drive, we go back to Malik, and he is not able to get the first down, but a couple plays later, he edges out to the right, nowhere to go, but we do connect Jevin Snead and Miko McSwain for the touchdown, and we go into halftime tied 14-14. Second half, we get it to Thomas, and he's going to get a heavy workload today. He had some mixed success. We'll talk about his stats at the end of it. But right there, he's able to break a tackle and go nowhere, except back to the line of scrimmage, of course. This time, Snead's back to pass, and he overthrows his target, A.J. Jackson. And Johnson, the safety, is there to intercept it. Later in the third, it's still 14-14. Trying to get the ball moving, we use the outside a little bit. And we go back to Thomas here, and he breaks a tackle and gets a respectable gain there. And then Snead to Thomas, and Thomas has the speed around the corner to take it the distance. It's not a rushing touchdown, but it's his first touchdown through the air. That's a 62-yard touchdown completion. I believe that might be his first reception in his college career. Not a bad way to start. It's 21-14, your Ole Miss Rebels lead, but Alabama is not giving up yet. With 2 minutes in the third quarter, they're going to go for it here on fourth down, and it pays off. They get it to Hall again. That gets inside the red zone. Wilson's back to pass. He connects with McCall, who gets it close in. And Hanrahan, the fullback, is able to run it in. We've got ourselves a tied football game. Malik gets a nice carry there, gain of about 9 yards. Then we go back to the pass, and it's Miko McSwain again who connects. It's the end of the third quarter, and it's tied 21-21. Get it back to McSwain. Why not? We're marching, and Malik Thomas puts on a excellent cut to get it to the outside, and he scores yet again. Let's take a look at the replay. Nice little cut there. That's 97 yards on the day for him. Wilson then, next drive, is able to get a first down there to Gibson. 5 minutes to go. He connects with Coffee, and Coffee picks up a nice first down there. Then back to Hanrahan, the fullback. He's been busy today. And Wilson connects with his wide receiver, McCall. But wait, it looks fishy to me, so I challenge it. I throw the red flag, and as you can see on instant replay, he's nowhere close to even getting one of his feet inbounds. So it's fourth down. They are going to settle for the field goal. We almost block it, but it's 21-17 at this point until ensuing kickoff. Malik Thomas takes it the distance. That speed is just too lethal for most special teams and defenders. Why not? So he goes 96 yards for the touchdown. It makes it 35-24. Late in the game, they try to go for it on fourth down. They can't. That's going to end it. We get another upset. That's back-to-back upsets in the SEC here. We win by a final score of 35-24. So let's take a look at the stats. As you can see, we had 21 carries, 97 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, and the touchdown. We also had the receiving touchdown, but Derek Davis also had himself a pretty decent game for being the backup. He got a little bit more carries once we had the lead. He had 12 carries, 47 yards, almost 4 yards per carry. Not too bad for the backup role. So with that, let's jump into yet another game. It's going to be Game 8. And this time we are going to be traveling on the road yet again. This is our third road game, I think. We're taking on Arkansas, who is 3-4. Malik Thomas getting a little limelight here before Game 8. As you can see, he's got 514 yards on the season thus far. We're going to see if he can pad those stats today. So, first quarter, Jevin Sneed and AJ Jackson get back on and almost pick up the first down there, but Cook is there to go for it on fourth down, and we don't convert. I went for it on our own 30-yard line. I was feeling good. But guess what? They get the ball back, and they also go for it on fourth down, and they also don't connect. So it's even so far. And then Malik Thomas there, using the outside like he's done so far this season, gets a nice pickup. He gets a couple of carries here. Third down and 8. Jevin Sneed is back to pass. He throws to his reliable receiver, Mr. AJ Jackson, and gets the first down. Then, of course, we go back to Thomas, and Thomas is on the outside all the way to the house there. Not even touched. 3 carries, 58 yards, his first touchdown of the game. I'd say he's doing pretty good in the starter role. Then, we force a punt on defense. We have a nice punt return there. This is all in the first quarter. We go into quarter number 2. 7-0 is the score. Jevin Sneed runs out just to buy some time. And Davis, the wide receiver, not the running back, is there to make a first down catch. Thomas trying to score another touchdown in the red zone. He can't get it there. We try to connect with the tight end. No good. We have to settle for a field goal. Now, Casey Dick, the quarterback, finds some space in the zone coverage. He gets a nice set of yards there on the ground. And then they get it to Michael Smith, their running back. He has a nice chunk of yards. And they continue to feed this guy. He dominated at least this possession. 3 pretty big runs by these guys. They try to finish the drive with a touchdown. Let's see if they can. But no, no, no. Strong comes off the strong side, makes the sack, so they have to settle for a field goal. Malik gets a nasty juke move right there to pick up the chains. Good run by him. And then we connect with number 21. That would also lead to a field goal. We go into halftime up 13-3. Let's go to the second half and let's get things started with Malik Thomas yet again. Untouched all the way to the crib. Touchdown, Ole Miss. And we are piling it on. Malik is just having one of those games. Later on in the third quarter, I wanted to show this play because it's a heck of a run to the outside by, your backup running back, Derek Davis. I felt pretty happy for him. That was a 93-yard touchdown run, but there was a flag on the play. We are penalized for holding. It wipes away the biggest touchdown that we would have had this entire season up to this point. It sucks for Derek, but it was still a pretty nice run. He still gets the credit. So, later on, we're going back to Malik, and he just shows off some more strength. It doesn't matter if he's got a defender on him. He just carries him with him. No big deal. So we're going to continue to feed it to Malik Thomas there and go into the fourth quarter up 20-3. And turnover city is where we are today. We get the interception there. That gives us the ball. And later on in the fourth quarter, with just under 3 minutes to go, they have a nice drive and they're able to score a touchdown and get this game just a little closer. 23-9 with just a minute and a half. And Crawford is there for the catch, and we just have a breakdown in our defensive coverage. Not good. They score. They gain some momentum. It's 23-16. So all we have to do is run out the clock. Easy, right? Not so fast. They have all their timeouts, and they use them. Fourth down, we're going for it to end the game. Instead of kicking a field goal that would put us up 10, we tried to go for it to end it. Instead, Arkansas takes over, and they actually have a chance to tie this game. 23-16, 30 seconds left. Casey Dick throws to the right side, and he connects right there with Cleveland. I believe that's a tight end. 22 seconds to go inside the 25-yard line, looking to tie this game up. Casey Dick steps up, but feels the pressure and goes down. He's sacked. They have just one play here, and Casey Dick, for some reason, runs it forward and runs out the clock. We escape with a pretty low-key thriller. It really shouldn't have been that close. I was just kind of gambling a couple times this game. But it's alright. No harm, no foul. 23-16 is your final score. We could take a look here at the stats for the game. Malik, no surprise, had another great game. 21 carries, 183 yards, averaging 8.7 yards per carry, a couple of touchdowns. Great game on the ground for him. That's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll probably finish off the season. We only have a few games left of the regular season. It's been pretty quick. The coaching decisions aren't as important anymore. It's clear who RB1 is. That's Malik. We're going to go with him the rest of the season. Unless something crazy happens. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you aren't already. And of course, my dear friends and neighbors, have yourselves a great rest of your day.